the 5 images that we took. Now, I use a program called PixInsight. I have a multi-user license for this. We'll have to talk about how we do that, because it's kind of a heavy, intensive software package. There's others that you can use, but this is what I use, so this is all I can really demonstrate with you. So the images come through to you in a raw format. The very first thing I have to do is something called screen transfer, which really just stretches the image, which just applies the correct sort of lighting around the image. So for me, it's just a simple clicking that button. So this is what the image was that this image particular that we took captured. This is all the light it captured. So this was the first 30-second image that we took. So you can see that one's over there. This is the second 30-second image that we took, and you can see that one is there as well. And then this is the another 30-second image, and that's there as well. And then we have, this is the first 60-second image. Okay, so you can see straight away between those two over there, there's a difference in light and amount of light. Okay, so that's good. That's what you want. You want to be able to capture as much light as you possibly can without losing data or the details because of noise or other bits and pieces. So this is the last one. So let's just have a quick look at these images so I can just talk you through. I'm just going to go through this one particularly. Okay, so you can see that there's a very strong core detail over here. Okay, the longer you expose, like I typically do 5-minute images. So the longer you leave it exposed, the more detail you'll get in these areas that are sort of, on the outskirts where it's not very detailed right now. You're struggling to see anything really over here, and in these areas you're struggling to see anything. So you take longer images to try and bring more details forward. But there's a downside to doing that, because you also then end up getting more light in this area, which you can already see is overblown. It's like too much light coming through that area. So over time you'll learn to take 2 images and combine them, and the one image will bring the detail from a lesser exposed image, and the other one will bring in from a greater exposed image. So for example, this is the 30-second image, and if I zoom in on the 30-second image, you can see that there's more detail in this blown out area than there is in this one over here. So if you were looking at those 2 points there, you'll see that this one has got more detail than this one. So using particular techniques, which I will give you the resources on how to find that out, you will combine these in a particular way, and then the final image will take the best of the detail from here and the best of the detail from here and combine them, so you get to see all the detail. So there's also, in this particular image, if we zoom right in, can you see it looks fairly grainy? Okay, so this is the natural noise that comes from a camera. So the camera is basically just an electric device that is firing up different photons onto particular pixels, and it's never perfect. Like, there's no camera that has this perfect. So there's a whole lot of techniques around how you remove this information and leave only the good quality information, and that is something that you will have to learn through time. The problem for me at the moment is I don't know what software you're going to use, so I'm not sure how to give you guidance around that, but it's something that we'll have to talk through. I think for the interim, you just need to take joy in the ability to take a good image, and we will go through the stacking of images and the development and processing of the images over time. Now, I'm really not great at processing of images. I'm pretty good at capturing images, and you'll see, for example, these stars. This is a testament to how good the images can be, that these stars are all round, perfectly round, and that's a function of the telescope mount guiding perfectly. If it wasn't guiding perfectly, you could see either these would be big long streaks, or they could be slightly oblong, and it could happen in multitudes of directions depending on which part of the telescope isn't working properly. But I've got this pretty well tuned so that all my stars come out really, really round and crisp and clear, and even the more distant small stars, which are suspects to movement easily, you can see that they all give you a nice sort of crisp roundness. And through processing the image, you can actually get rid of all these pixels around here so that it actually just looks like an actual round object rather than pixelation. So that's just a very quick introduction to the difference between longer and shorter exposures. And also, I was able to take these images in a very short period of time, so that's kind of exciting, but it does require that everything is set up really, really well. You'll also I just noticed that we've got this streak, and I see it's in all the images. So this isn't an anomaly of space. This is an anomaly of my camera. So these are called hot pixels. It's just when the pixel, actually, it doesn't actually look like a hot pixel. And it's over 3 or 4 different images. And is it in the same place? So I think it's all in the same place. Yeah. Actually, it's not even in the same place, so it probably could be a satellite. I'm not sure what that streak is. It doesn't look like hot pixels. It looks like a satellite, to be honest with you. But if it was a satellite, I wouldn't expect it to be in the same place each time. You'd expect it to be in because obviously they move, so they would be in a slightly different place. Oh, well, actually, there it is. Yeah, so it is in a different place. So, yeah, so this is just a satellite. So the one image captured it over here, the next image captured it over here, the next image captured it over here. So it's just moving across the sky. And this one's actually traveling quite slowly. And then once you get this, get going really nicely on this, you can actually start looking for comets and asteroids. There's a technique called blinking where you take 1,000 images and you just look from one image to the next if there's any movement with a particular function called blink, and it just scrolls through all the photographs you've taken very quickly, and what you're looking for is movement. Okay, but I think that's sort of a very, very brief summary of what you can expect. I will still put together another video around all the software. I've just shown you the basics so far. Tomorrow I will start dismantling the telescope, and I will obviously take videos of me dismantling it so that you can see how you have to put it back together.